while the event remains virtual this year, the impact made by the volunteers we're celebrating is very real. Their contributions, both during the pandemic and beyond, have made our community stronger, healthier, more inclusive, and more resilient. This evening, we honor Richmond Star volunteers while acknowledging that their work and ours happens on the traditional and unceded territory of the Musqueam, Tsawwassen, and Kwantlen people. We're guests on their land, and we are grateful that in the spirit of community, they share it with us. I would now like to welcome some of the dignitaries that we have joining us this evening. You may wave as your name is called. His Worship, Mayor Malcolm Brodie, Mayor of the City of Richmond. City of Richmond Councillors Andy Hobbs, Bill McNulty, Councillor Carol Day, and Chak Au. As well, we have Teresa Watt, MLA for Richmond North Centre. And Parm, do we still call you a new MP, or can we just call you MP Parm Baines? I think you've gone through your initial 90 days, so you're on the health plan now with the Government of Canada. So we'll just call you a Member of Parliament, Parm Baines, who is the member for Richmond East. So we appreciate you all being here to help celebrate National Volunteer Week. And I'm going to invite representatives from each level of government to offer greetings and to share some words on the importance of volunteerism in our community. And we'll start with our mayor, Malcolm Brodie, representing the City of Richmond.
Thank you, Ed. And just before I give my greetings, I do note that the person who turned his camera off when you talked about people who were owing money and trying to evade the authorities was Rick Duff. So it's good to see you back here, Rick. You must feel that the danger is overcome or something.
It has since passed. Thank you, Mark.
Okay. It is an honor to join all of you once again for the annual Volunteers or Star event. You know, we gather together to celebrate the tremendous contributions by the volunteers in our community, and we all know the fabulous contributions they make. And let's vow that at this time, this is the last time we meet on Zoom, and next year we're going to meet in person. And because we've done that for so many years and it's such a good time. We're honoring 18 individuals and groups who have been nominated for their commitment and their hard work tonight. Tonight, we're honoring them. We have a community that is chock full of active volunteers who make such an immeasurable difference in our quality of life. The city alone has almost 10,000 active volunteers who provide almost 70,000 hours of service annually, and that's just scratching the surface. Our city itself has this endless list of volunteer-driven programs to match the volunteers, such as when the volunteers assist at the community recreation programs and the special events. They help with the aquatics, the cultural heritage, and the parks programs. They support community sports groups and summer camps. They participate in environmental sustainability projects, and they assist with our emergency programs as well as our community and safety initiatives to make sure that we have a safe city. And the list goes on and on and on. Volunteer contributions ensure that our community stays strong, stays healthy, and stays vibrant. Both the volunteers and the recipients benefit immeasurably from the care that is shown. And I do want to emphasize talking about how much it benefits the volunteers, because by giving of yourself, you're giving to the community, and it's a very rewarding feeling. So I want to offer my congratulations to all the nominees and the award recipients for all the commitment and the special leadership, and extend very sincere appreciation on behalf of the city to Richmond Cares, Richmond Gives, and the thousands of community volunteers who make such a significant impact in our daily lives. So I'll leave it there. Thank you, Ed, and we're looking forward to hearing these wonderful stories of the volunteers, the nominees, and of course the award winners.
Thank you, Mayor Brody. Next on the screen, I'd like to share a special message from Nikki Sharma. Nikki is the Parliamentary Secretary for Community Development and Nonprofits, and it will be there in a moment, I'm sure. Her letter. I'm just going to read part of it once it appears. I don't have it in front of me. Here we go. Okay, so again, this is a message that Nikki Sharma, the MLA and Parliamentary Secretary, sent to us. So it says, in part, congratulations to all the nominees for the Richmond Cares, Richmond Gives 2022 Volunteers or Stars Award. The many volunteers in British Columbia are an example of our resiliency and strength. They work tirelessly behind the scenes and are all stars. I want to personally thank the volunteers who have been nominated for making your community safer, welcoming new Canadians, supporting children and seniors, and so much more. Through the creation of BC's first Parliamentary Secretary for Nonprofits, and we applaud BC for doing that from the nonprofit sector, our government is showing our commitment to volunteers, but also acknowledging that our communities rely on the work you do to affect needed change. To all the nominees and to all of you, National Volunteer Week this week, I want you to know that the work you do does not go unnoticed. Together, we will recover from this pandemic and rebuild stronger than ever, thanks in no small part to volunteers like you. I thought it was important that that be read and that everyone, all the volunteers, whether nominated, a winner, or just volunteers generally, be acknowledged by the provincial parliamentary secretary responsible. And now we will hear from MLA Kelly Green, who has provided us with a video representing the government of BC.
Greetings from the provincial government. I'm Kelly Green, MLA for Richmond Steveston and Parliamentary Secretary for Environment. Parliamentary Secretary Nikki Sharma and I can't be with you today as we're working hard for you in Victoria, but I wanted to personally thank the Richmond volunteers who have been nominated in the Constellation, Shooting Star, and Star of Richmond categories. You make our communities a more welcoming place by supporting children and seniors, keeping seniors active, increasing literacy across different age groups, and so much more. Our government is committed to partnering with volunteers like you who do such important work in our Richmond community. To the nominees and all of you celebrating National Volunteer Week this week, I want you to know that the work you do does not go unnoticed. Thank you.
And thank you, Kelly, for sending that important message. Also with us tonight is MLA Teresa Watt, and I'd like to invite Teresa to say a few words.
Thank you, Ed, and I agree with both you and the mayor that we would like to see each other in person and shake hands and hug each other. But the good thing about Zooming is I can join all the way from the Victoria legislature. And I must say that I'm also working hard in the legislature, but I make sure that I take time off to join this event and try to listen to all the stories of the amazing star volunteers here in Richmond. Volunteers are the heartbeat of our community. They support a wide range of causes and act with compassion, care, and generosity. I know each and every nominee here today has contributed countless hours to supporting our fellow Richmondites, from caring for children, youth, and seniors to making a difference in education, healthcare, sports, and arts. You have made a remarkable impact on our Richmond community. Thank you for everything that you do, regardless of the pandemic or any other circumstances. You have continued to share your time, your skills, and your talent. Your contribution has made our community stronger than ever. Your nomination for the 2022 Volunteers Are Stars Award demonstrates the tremendous value that you have brought through your volunteering. I hope it also serves as encouragement to keep up the good work. We need more Richmond residents like you And I look forward to seeing your continued impact in our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa, and thank you for joining us this evening and bringing that message to us. And from the government, representing the Government of Canada, I'd like to invite MP Parm Bains to say a few words. Parm.
Thank you, Ed, and thank you for giving us the opportunity here, and thank you to all of the levels of government that are joining us today and doing all the fine work that they do to serve the community here as well. The heart of a volunteer is not measured by size, but the depth of the commitment they make in the lives of others. So for over 50 years, yourself and all the folks at Richmond Care, Richmond Gives has demonstrated the depth of their commitment to our community. From the beginning, Richmond Cares, Richmond Gives has embodied the values that make Richmond home: inclusiveness, diversity, dedication. On this National Volunteer Week, I want to congratulate all of today's recipients and everyone who volunteered through Richmond Cares, Richmond Gives. Together, you've stepped up and committed your time and energy to improving the lives of your friends, neighbors, and our families. As your Member of Parliament, on behalf of your Government of Canada, thank you for your leadership and dedication to our community in Richmond. Thank you all, and I look forward to hearing from the recipients and all the award nominees. Thank you.
Thanks, Parm, and thank you for joining us today as well. Now I'd like to call on Rick Duff, the Chair of the Board of Directors of Richmond Cares, Richmond Gives, to say a few words. Rick?
Thank you, Ed. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here tonight. On behalf of the Board of Directors of Richmond Cares, Richmond Gives, it is my pleasure to welcome you all here tonight. While we have changed the format of this event, what has not changed is that we are dedicating this evening to recognizing Richmond's endlessly inspiring volunteers. Every year during National Volunteer Week, we come together to recognize, to appreciate, and to celebrate the tremendous contributions they make to make our community better. I'd like to take this opportunity and thank our media sponsor, the Richmond News, which has a long history of promoting and supporting local volunteerism, and it has stepped up again this year to help shine a spotlight on Richmond's volunteer spirit. Alvin Chow, VP of National Advertising Sales of Glacier Media Group and publisher of the Richmond News, is here as well. Thank you, Alvin, for all of your continued support. Thank you, everyone, and we hope we have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Rick. Over the next little while, we will be presenting 4 awards. In each category, I'm going to name the nominees and then invite one of our sponsors or our chair to introduce the winner. After the introduction, we'll play a short video where the winner will speak further about their volunteer work. Once the video concludes, the winning volunteer will have an opportunity to say a few words live. So we encourage you to visit our website, which is rcrg.org, to read profiles of all the nominees. While there can only be one winner in each category, every nominee is a star. I think we all know and acknowledge that. And it's inspiring to read about their impact on our community. We're going to begin tonight with the Nova Star Award, which recognizes the contributions of individual volunteers. And before I read out the names of the volunteers, I will offer a mass apology for any mispronunciation of names. I'll do that in advance for all the categories tonight. The nominees for the Nova Star Award are Dominic Baril, Brandon Cato, Jerry Kwan, Don Thompson, Truman Wong, and Martin Eunice. And to introduce the winner, I'd like to call on Alvin Chow, publisher of the Richmond News. Alvin.
Thank you, Ed, and good evening, everyone. My honor here tonight to represent the Richmond News to share a few stories about our winners. So the first award goes to the Nova Star Award. So the winner of this year's Nova Star Award has been described as an agent of equity. Since 2004, she's volunteered with the Richmond chapter of Special Olympics BC, supporting the organization at both the operational and executive levels. As equipment manager, she assists coaches in maintaining, tracking, and transporting sports equipment, uniforms, and other items, ensuring that Special Olympic athletes have everything they need to perform at the highest level. She's also a coach herself. Currently, she works directly with 11 athletes, coordinating their annual program and equipment needs, and together with her son, providing them with fundamental fitness exercises. When not on the court or the field, she helps host social events for athletes, giving them an opportunity to come together, network, and celebrate as part of a larger community. In addition to all of this, she's one of the organization's star fundraisers. From hosting pub nights to securing donations from local businesses, she works tirelessly so that individuals with intellectual disabilities can grow and thrive through the power of sport. Her other passion is volunteering at the Salvation Army Rotary Hospice House, where she served since 2009. In her time there, she worked alongside care staff to support over 400 individuals and families, helping to make the end of life transition manageable, peaceful, and comforting. As the parent of a daughter living with Down syndrome, this year's Nova Star winner speaks glowingly of the supports and services available to Richmond residents. Her family has benefited from organizations like the Richmond Society for Community Living, and in turn, she's paid it forward many times over. Reflecting on her life in Richmond, she says that it gives me a sense of higher purpose and belonging to live and volunteer here. In community service, she has also found a way to show gratitude and make a profound difference. The winner of the 2022 Nova Star Award is Dawn Thompson. Congratulations, Dawn.
Hello, my name is Dawn Thompson. I'm a volunteer here in Richmond with Special Olympics Richmond, BC. And also I'm a hospice, Salvation Army hospice volunteer. With Richmond Special Olympics, I'm on the executive with a great group of young individuals where we provide and support individuals with intellectual disabilities, be involved in different sports within our community. With hospice, I'm a volunteer visitor. We have a 10-bed hospice that is used for end of life, and I'm trained to visit and be with families and the individuals at end of life care. With the restrictions with COVID at the hospice, we were not able to, in the last couple of years, visit in the rooms with the residents. So some of us took on some of the roles at reception, screening and ensuring that the visitors were able to come in and visit, freeing up the staff to take care of their roles with the individuals that we have in our 10-bed hospice. What advice would I give someone to start volunteering? Well, I think I'm speaking to the converted out here. What we need to do is encourage more people to get involved. Even if we can just encourage one person to come into the world of volunteering in our community, whether it be, again, like I said, with individuals, helping the earth, with animals. Just come out, start, try, find a place that you can make a difference. It's something our youth, I think, should get involved with, because its benefits are something that you could never get anywhere else, and it's not something that you can be taught in school. There's a ripple effect. What we do, we can never see how far that goes out, and it also comes back. So yeah, just go out and see if we can encourage more people. There's always a need for more volunteers in our community. And I'd like to thank Richmond Care, Richmond Gives, for this opportunity. and congratulate all the nominees in all the categories. I'm sure you're just wonderful, and I appreciate everything you do here in the community. So thank you.
Congratulations to Dawn, and I have to go back to my other screen. I'd like to call on Dawn to say a few words.
Good evening. Oh,
Go ahead.
good evening. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Alvin, for the kind words. Let me see. Start my video. There you go. Can you see me now there? Thank you, Alvin. Thank you, Ed. And thank you, everybody from Richmond Care, Richmond Gives this evening. I appreciate the honor tonight. And I'd also like to say a big thanks to Marcus and my executive at Special Olympics for seeing fit to put me forward tonight. I'm humbled to be considered, and even more humbled to be the recipient tonight. And I think I said it all in my video. But what I'd like to say again is, if we could just find more people to come out and volunteer in our community. We are always looking for more volunteers within Special Olympics. And sadly, a lot of our sports have not been able to go forward just because we haven't been able to inspire the coaches we had pre-pandemic to come back. So what you do at Richmond Care, Richmond Gives, having a venue for volunteers to come out and to match their skills and their interests is wonderful. And so I'd like to thank you for all you do for our community.
Thank you, Don. We appreciate the remarks, and we appreciate you, and congratulations on this award. We now turn to the remarkable achievements of Richmond's youth volunteers, which we will celebrate with the Shooting Star Award. This year, we have 6 nominees, and they are Calvin Chang, Ella Fast, Johnny Hugh, Li Ching Wang, Micah Wu, and Nicole Yu. I'd now like to call on Rick Duff, chair of our board of directors, who will introduce this year's winner. Rick.
Thank you, Ed. The winner of this year's Shooting Star Award has found time to build an impressive volunteer resume. Her community service is especially noteworthy because finding time these days isn't easy, especially when you're enrolled in medical school. In 2020, as part of the Leadership Richmond Youth Now program, she joined the board of Richmond Women's Resource Center, where she continues to volunteer today. Initially, she took time to observe and learn the fundamentals of nonprofit governance. In short order, however, she was making significant contributions, from serving on the governance committee to co-leading the revision of the organization's constitution and bylaws. She's also developed and launched a new program which, by providing resources and mentorship opportunities, empowers female identifying youth to pursue professional careers. Her medical background has created another avenue of community service. During the pandemic, for example, she helped facilitate contact tracing in the Vancouver Coastal Health Region with a focus on physicians who have been exposed to COVID-19. She also mentors students from disadvantaged and unrepresented groups, supporting them along their journey as they apply to medical school. Over the years, she's volunteered with the Richmond Center for Disability, Richmond Lions Manor, and Canadian Cancer Society. And back in high school at A.R. McNeil Secondary, she served as president of the First Responders Club. During her time in Youth Now, she worked with other leaders to create a video meant to highlight the Richmond community's resilience throughout the pandemic. This video features interviews with volunteers and nonprofit leaders and acts as a living historical document, emphasizing how strong and connected our community truly is. This volunteer has played a big part in that, not wasting a single minute as she pushes for and inspires positive change. The winner of the 2022 Shooting Star Award is Lee Ching Wang.
Hi, my name is Lee Ching and I volunteer at the Richmond Women's Resource Center. At the center, I'm on the board of directors and I also formed the youth committee. Currently, we're working on a project to empower high school girls to pursue professional career. I volunteer because I find a lot of meaning in my volunteer work, and in particular, I'm very passionate about women's health and women's issues, and the Richmond Women's Resource Center aims to provide resources for women in the community, and that aligns very well with my goal. My favorite part of volunteering is connecting with people. Through volunteering, I have met people from all walks of life, and it's truly a privilege to gain insight into their stories, and I find it extremely meaningful to learn from people and culture deep and meaningful relationships. My favorite part of volunteering is connecting with people. Through volunteering, I have met people from all walks of life, and it's truly a privilege to gain insight into their stories. I have learned a lot from everyone that I have met through volunteering, and it's also a privilege for me to be able to culture deep and meaningful relationships with people that I volunteer with. And what I think I've gained the most from volunteering is personal growth. I have had excellent mentors such as Tammy Belford, who is the president at RWRC, and I really enjoyed working as her mentee at the RWRC, and I learned a great deal from her. An advice I would give to people who are interested in volunteering is to just get started. If you have an idea, check out your local resources. There will always be people who will support you. Don't hesitate too much and don't be too fixated on the outcome. I think as long as you are doing something, you'll get somewhere.
My honor to welcome Lee Ching Wang to accept this year's Shooting Star Award. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you so much for this award. And first of all, I really want to thank my mentors at the RWRC Board of Directors. I have learned a lot from every one of you, and especially Tammy for providing support as always. And I'm also very grateful for having been a participant at the RCRG Youth Now program. I learned so much from that program, which I am able to apply in my volunteer work. And I'm also very thankful for all the volunteers on the youth committee at the RWRC who are doing all the hard work. And as mentioned in the video, I'm working on creating a workshop series to empower high school girls to pursue professional careers, and we're currently looking for speakers. So if you know any professionals, or if you are yourself a professional who is interested in speaking with high school students, please reach out to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lee Ching. And do you have enough politicians in the Zoom meeting tonight that you should be able to fill every meeting looking for speakers for, and they could be quite long meetings as well, speaking from experience. Congratulations. Up next is the Constellation Award, which is given to a volunteer group who have had a substantial impact on the Richmond community. I should note that this is the easiest category for an MC because I'm probably not going to mess up any names. So the nominees are Chimo Community Services, Outreach and Advocacy Volunteers, Richmond Public Libraries, Teen Ambassadors, South Arm United Church Outreach Committee, and the Walk Richmond Volunteers. Here again is Alvin Chow to introduce the winner. Alvin.
Thanks, Ed. When it comes to volunteering, there are no age limits. Just ask Grandma Jen. So at 98 years old, she continues to serve her community as a member of the group that has been named this year's Constellation Award winner. The group has a long history of supporting Richmond's charitable sector, raising funds through car boot sales, silent auctions, and its much loved annual country fair. Most significantly, however, the group has had a 20-year association with the Heart of Richmond AIDS Society, an organization that provides one-on-one and group support, counseling, and advocacy services to people living with HIV and AIDS. Each month, the volunteers in this group host a free dinner for Heart of Richmond members, their families, and caregivers. And over the years, these gatherings have become a lifeline for vulnerable and isolated members, offering a supportive, safe, and familial atmosphere. For those living with HIV and AIDS, the dinners have had a positive impact on their health and self-esteem, giving them the confidence to engage in other community activities. During COVID, the dinners couldn't happen, but the volunteers didn't stop. Rather than hosting a group meal, they prepared and packaged individual meals at home, then delivered them to the Heart of Richmond office, where they could be distributed to members. The volunteers give back in other ways as well, whether by providing members with emotional support, driving them to community events, or donating clothing and household items to members who are struggling financially. Earlier in April, the group hosted its first in-person dinner since the pandemic began. For both members and volunteers, it was something they had been looking forward to and a chance to bring their shared community back together. The winner of the 2022 Constellation Award is the South Arm United Church Outreach Committee. Congratulations.
Hello, I'm Susie McWilliams, and this is Donna Kwan.
Hi.
And we're members of the Outreach Committee at South Arm United Church, and we volunteer for the Heart of Richmond AIDS Society. They offer support and service to their members in the community.
And what we do is we hold monthly dinners for them, and we would prepare it in the church, and we would get some help. Somebody would make an entree or two, and we'll have side dishes and our lovely, lovely dessert makers. That's why I go. I love the desserts. And we would serve and sit with them and talk with them and see how their life is going, and just be friends.
And I also would like to say that our driving force behind the community the committee is Joanne Malish. She couldn't be here today. And we'd also like to acknowledge our church family, South Arm United Church, for their financial support and for allowing us a place to hold the dinners.
And we are representing a group of women who are dedicated as we are to making a good meal and a good time for the people.
I like to volunteer because I like to be with people. I worked as in the medical field for many, many years, and I always enjoyed meeting people, talking to people, learning about them, and I'm really excited to volunteer for the Heart of Richmond because they make an impact on their members and for the community. And by helping them, we're also making a difference in the community.
Well, I like to volunteer for the Heart of Richmond because I love to cook, and I have 3 boys, but sometimes that's just not enough people for me to cook. So being able to cook for a larger group, say 30 to 50 people, allows me to live a dream of being a chef. The smiles on their faces and the gratitude that they have to be able to have a good home-cooked meal and talk with us and just be gathering in a safe and secure group without having to worry about anything that they would worry about. We're very friendly
My favorite part of volunteering is just seeing the joy that it brings them. They come in, they have their dinner, they meet with friends, they laugh, and we sit and we eat dinner with them too, because we think of them as friends now. We've been doing this since 1999, and after a while, you grow to care for them, and they care for us. So it really makes a difference in their lives, and ours too. You know, and it's something positive that we can do with so little effort, really.
Yes, it's really, I think I gain more from volunteering than the people I volunteer for, because to me, it's gratitude that I'm able to volunteer. I mean, if someone was to ask me why I volunteer, I would say because I can. And I think that's something that maybe some people in different situations may not be able to say that. And I'm grateful.
Well, and I feel that we started off doing these dinners, but somewhere along the way, we were doing it for them, but somewhere along the way, it turned out that we got just as much out of it as they did.
Congratulations to the entire South Arm United Church Outreach Committee, and I'd like to invite the co-chair, Joanne Malesh, to accept this year's Constellation Award on behalf of the group. Joanne?
Well, thank you very much. And on behalf of our committee, which is about 7 women, we are called the Church Ladies, affectionately by the Heart of Richmond group, that in a reference to the Saturday Night Live sketch. But we really enjoy working with the Heart of Richmond community. And I think that I'd like to especially thank our congregation for all of their support as well, because they really help us out financially whenever we need funds. They're there for us. And churches and mosques and temples and synagogues are, I think, a really integral part of what we can offer as groups of faith. And we can offer that to our community in a secular way. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our final award of the evening honors nonprofit leadership and a lifelong commitment to community service. While there are only 2 nominees in this category, their accomplishments could fill dozens of volunteer resumes. But no, it's just 2 volunteers, both of whom have spent a lifetime giving back to our community. Lucky for us, neither of them is stopping anytime soon. The nominees for the Star of Richmond Award are Tammy Belfer and Eve Minut. One last time, here is Rick Duff to announce the winner. Rick?
Thank you, Ed. The winner of this year's Star of Richmond Award has been volunteering for nearly 5 decades, often in leadership roles. From 1974 to 2000, she served as a board member with the organization through rehabilitation and training. Rooted in Jewish values, the organization enhances the economic prospects of individuals and communities by providing them with employment and entrepreneurial skills. Through much of the 1980s, she was a board member with the Richmond Aquanaut Swim Club, which later merged with the Richmond Racers to become the Richmond Rapids Swim Club. During her time there, she served as treasurer, supported membership development, and regularly volunteered at swim meets. She also served 8 years on the board of Richmond Cares, Richmond Gives, back when the organization was known as Volunteer Richmond Information Services. Here too, she volunteered as the treasurer. She remains involved with the organization today through the Richmond Christmas Fund program, volunteering each holiday season to assist families in need. Since 2015, she has served as board president of the Richmond Women's Resource Center, where she's had a transformational impact. She's played a key role in developing the organization's board, recruiting a diverse group of new members, including many young people who are passionate about helping women build connections and thrive in the community. She also volunteers as project manager for the organization's annual International Women's Day event, which is both a community gathering and a major fundraiser, complete with an auction and a raffle. Recently, she helped lead the Resource Center in drafting a 5-year strategic plan, and in 2019 was a key voice in the organization's rebranding effort, which resulted in a new logo created with consultation with the community. Now, during COVID, she worked diligently with the organization's executive director to bring all of its programs and services online so they would remain accessible throughout the pandemic, a very important issue that a lot of nonprofits had. Speaking of the programs, this is another area where this volunteer has had a substantial impact. She helped create many of the Resource Center's most popular initiatives, from Hot Ink, a creative writing program for teenage girls, to Work Ready, which supports women in developing employment and job search skills. She's also a current board member of the Jewish Senior Alliance and the Beth Tikva Synagogue, where she actively participates on committees and generously shares her knowledge and experience so both organizations can better serve their constituents. Through her decades of service, this volunteer has left an indelible mark on the Richmond community and has improved thousands and thousands of lives. She's still giving her time. She's still making a difference, even as she mentors young volunteers on the way to becoming community leaders. She's one of the giants on whose shoulders they will stand. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so proud and honored to say the winner of the 2022 Star of Richmond Award is Tammy Belfer.
Hi, my name is Tammy Belfer. I'm president of the Richmond Women's Resource Center. I joined the center about 7 years ago now, and at that time, I didn't really understand what I was getting into. Since then, my passion and my understanding of all the needs of women in Richmond has come to the forefront, and I'm hoping I'll be around for a long time to help people, women in particular, and girls, to learn how to help themselves. The serendipity of volunteering really is that I get so much out of it, I feel guilty when anybody says thank you, because I'm getting so much out of it. I'm so happy when I volunteer. And it doesn't matter what level you're volunteering at. It doesn't matter if you're just starting and running an event, or if you're on a committee that's a participant on a committee. But I volunteer because I have this deep need, and I've had it since I'm about 12, to help people and to help in some way or one way or another. What's my favorite part is working with people. I love people. I love working with all people, young, middle-aged, old, male, female, non-identifying, anybody. I just love working with people. There's so much you can learn every single day of your life. That's my favorite part. The other thing is seeing a success, and success is measured in so many different ways. We can say success is when somebody gets out of bed in the morning and puts on their clothes and goes for a walk. And we can say success is becoming president or CEO of a big company. So it all depends on our measuring sticks. And what have I personally gained? I think I've been volunteering, like I said, since I'm about 12. And the thing that's given me the most, I think a lot of the skills I learned as a volunteer has helped me in my career, my work career, and helped me become a manager, and a good manager, and a caring manager for a large company. And there's so much more to gain. There's the satisfaction of getting up in the morning and knowing you're helping another human being. And I don't think there's anything that could beat that. The advice I would give somebody who wants to just start volunteering, doesn't matter. You don't know what's waiting for you. Just take the step to become a volunteer. It might not look like much, to you right now. It might be handing out a survey. It might be making a phone call. It might be serving a meal. Whatever it is that you start with, just the main thing is start, because it'll give you satisfaction for a lifetime.
Please welcome this year's Star of Richmond, Tammy Belford, to accept her award. Tammy? You're muted.
That'll be the only time in my life that I'm muted. Okay. When I do it myself. Thank you so much. I feel so honored and so humbled. There are so many people who do so much in Richmond and everywhere I go that I feel that I've just started, that there's so much to be done in this world. And I'm just hoping everybody will jump on the bandwagon and just give a little bit. Because if everybody does a little bit, we can make a huge difference. I don't know what I could add to what I said in the video. I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to all the nominees tonight. Thank you to all the volunteers. And thank you to my board for most of them being here tonight and supporting me. We support each other, for giving me something new to learn every single day. And hopefully I can carry on for many years to come. I just feel we're just starting. Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations, Tammy. With that, the 2022 Volunteers or Stars Awards come to a close, but nobody leave yet. We have to do the now traditional Zoom photo. But I'd like to once again congratulate all of the winners and nominees and to thank you for so graciously giving your time in support of our community. Although the event remains virtual this year, as our mayor said, we hope that next April we'll be able to gather in person so we can celebrate Richmond's Star Volunteers together. And we look forward to seeing you all there. So I'm now going to ask Ryan to give us the instructions for our Zoom group photo.
So the basic instructions would be look at the screen and smile, and do that for about 30 seconds, because you always need a few of these for it to work out right. So starting now, everyone look at the screen straight ahead, ideally, and smiling. Thank you. And we'll take a few here. 1 second. Okay, I think we are good.
Okay, we will assume we have gotten the required pictures. So everyone, again, thank you for joining us tonight. For now, stay safe, take care, and happy National Volunteer Week to everyone.